Welcome everybody to our seminar on how to get tax amnesty, understanding the procedures to reduce or eliminate IRS tax. And what am I talking about when I say tax amnesty? First of all, this is my term. It's not the IRS's. You can search in vain in IRS publications for any reference to the word tax amnesty or the phrase tax amnesty. I use this to describe the programs that were put into place by the IRS in the early 1990s that allow you to reduce or eliminate tax debts. The IRS, the idea is based on administrative changes that the IRS started in 1992. In 1992, IRS Commissioner Shirley Peterson said she was talking to Congress about the various changes. There were 8 specific changes that were put into place at that time, and she said you can't get blood out of a turnip. She said when we're dealing with turnips, we're better off cutting our losses and moving on. And that philosophy introduced administrative changes. Now there were no law changes because the ability to get these resolutions that I'm talking about have always been in the law. It's just that the IRS has never talked about them, never publicized them, and frankly, unfortunately, not one lawyer in 3,000 understands how they work. So the changes started in 1992. They morphed over the years in different ways. The most recent changes that we've seen in the last couple of years have been referred to the Fresh Start Initiative. All right, so when we hear the phrase Fresh Start Initiative, we are talking about the programs that allow people to reduce or eliminate tax debts they don't owe based on very specific procedures that we're going to go through here this afternoon, and I'm going to lay out for you in great detail. And we're going to start with a program or an overview. We're going to start with an overview of who can benefit from these strategies. All right, if you're dealing with a client that's a non-filer, I had a person that stumbled into the office here the other day that has not filed a return since 2002. So that's a 20-year streak of non-filing, which is a pretty impressive streak, but it's not the longest, as I told the guy, it's not the longest streak I've ever seen. You're not Joe DiMaggio here when it comes to a non-filing streak. There are longer streaks out there than that. But if you've got a person that's a non-filer, this program can help. If a client has filed all their returns, but they simply can't pay what they owe, this is another category of taxpayer that's going to help. When the IRS has filed tax liens, the ball game is not over, friends. When the IRS files liens or the IRS is facing levies or levy notices, actual levies or levy notices, it does not mean that they cannot negotiate some kind of a settlement. And if the client has debt from a failed business, we're talking about a trust fund recovery penalty debt, these people can get relief as well, as can operating businesses. You got a business that's in operation, that's currently functioning, that has delinquent employment tax debts or income tax debts for a regular C corporation. These can be resolved through one or more of these programs as well. So there is a broad spectrum of people that can get relief